Okay, world, I am back. It took a while, but we did finally get parts. You can thank right here. We got new steering column. We'll pull that out and look at it here in a minute. And now the mission is going to be, we got to start taking this one apart so we can put the old stuff on the new column and then put it back in the truck. I think it should be fairly simple. Step one, look inside here. You'll see that little bar right there. Those are just little metal clips that you take and you kind of pry up a little bit, and that is what controls the airbag. So the airbag will pop off. All right, let's get started on those real quick. Pop these guys right here out. Just little metal screws. There's actually 3 of them. There we go. Okay. Okay, there's actually 3 of them. That's what they look like. One at the bottom, down here. You see they just kind of loop, 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 and then the airbag falls out. Now, nobody be scared. All you do now, you see these, they're nice and simple. Just pop those little clips loose, okay? That easy. Don't be stupid. And if you're doing this with the column still in the truck, make sure your batteries are unhooked.
And make sure you're fixing with a grown-up.
Absolutely, make sure you're fixing with a grown-up. I've got one right here. This thing can actually be a bomb. Be very careful. Probably ought to call a technician and have them do it. I'm too broke for that. Back in a sec. Okay, folks. This is the airbag. Now that you've got it set aside and everything is color coded, you got yellow and you got black. You got yellow and you got black. Remember that. Set it to the side. Don't touch. Don't let it drop. Don't let it get wet. Don't just leave that the hell alone. So I've got it set off to the side. Next, we got to come in here. We're going to pull that bolt out. Actually, Rudder Lee is. So let's check that out. Keep going. Pull the trigger. Pull it all the way. Okie dokie. Looky here. We have missing steering column. Now, one of the things you need to know is you need to be very, very careful around this part. This is the clock spring. We definitely don't want to damage that. You are going to have to use a steering wheel puller, and a couple notes. At least the steering wheel puller that I got did not come with the nuts to put on the back side of the steering wheel and get it popped off, but it is off. Now I have to figure out how to get this whole assembly off. Let's take a look at the new one. This is what you get when you purchase a steering column from Dodge. And you will notice that basically you get a day nothing. But these are the pieces right here that broke on my old one. You will notice right there. They gone. That's bad. All right, so looking at this, that it looks like that clock spring is attached with that bolt. Maybe one more on the bottom side there, right about there. So let's have a little look-see. Looks like everything else, it'll be a T20. And you just unscrew. And unscrew. Couple of notes. There's another one, it's on the opposite side. Got the one on the top, one on the bottom. In the future, if this were to happen again, I would probably remove all of this prior to removing the column from the truck. Now, in this instance, I didn't have a ton of choice because the steering column removed itself. Okay. Boom. Clock spring off. Nice and simple. Look at that. I am winning at life. I'm telling you, don't worry folks, I went out and bought myself a lottery ticket tonight. Okay. And I'll be dipped. I think that might be the last thing I need to pull off of this before I start reassembling. Old, new. How cool is that? It's time to replace the clock spring. Just like taking it off, one on top, one on bottom. Be gentle. These things I know for a fact are very expensive and they're very easy to break. I'm shocked I haven't shattered this one into 1,000 pieces yet. So let me see if I can get a camera set up so you can watch me do it. Okay, looky there. Okay, we are now to the point where this thing is about ready to go back in the truck. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's gonna be difficult to film, so I'm gonna give you a quick little highlight of how it kind of fits. So, these two pieces, this little bracket right here goes, there's two bolts that are two studs that hang down from an upper steering column bracket. Studs slide through. 13 mil nuts here. Same thing here. And then this, you'll notice, this is pretty important. You'll notice that this is keyed. It's got a little indentation right here. The CV joint that is, yeah, U-joint, CV joint, whatever you want to call it, that's at the floorboard of the truck, has a keyway. You slide that in, tighten it down, not going anywhere. So I'm gonna put this in, I'm gonna try and videotape it, but it's just me, and it's kind of tight under there. So at the very least, I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Wait here. Okay, ladies and gents, it's not in here permanently. It's just loosely bolted in. You can see my light is on the little studs right there. And then back here, just that same little bolt slides in. I hadn't moved the tires, and then we'll adjust the steering wheel accordingly. So next thing to do is come in here and get these tightened down good and the column fully in place. So we'll get to that now. So steering column's in there, not going anywhere, bolted in. I've got the little U-joint connected. I've actually already hooked up the transmission control line It's just a hard line that shifts your transmission. Now comes the part of remembering where the hell everything goes. I'm probably going to be watching some old video. Okay, this is going together okay. Not bad at all. So yeah, so we've got these two pieces back together. The column is in, everything's plugged in, all nice and neat. Sorry, the lighting sucks. Maybe I can get in there. Okay. All right, everything's plugged back in. Gear shift is there. Now comes the part of putting the airbag and the steering wheel back together. Okay. All right, people. Everything seems to be powering up. Good. Okay. All right. Why don't we take this thing for a cruise and see if it's any better? Here we are, we're driving down the road. First problem, steering wheel's crooked. I'm gonna have to fix that. That's gonna drive me bonkers. But, column's not rattling anymore. Truck's driving great. Everything seems to work. All the steering wheel controls work. Horn works. Gear shift works. Everything seems to work.
Don't your eyes have to be on the road?
My eyes are on the road. Anyway, so that's how you swap the steering column on a Dodge. So, we're gonna wrap it up right here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the, the usual YouTube garbage at you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that junk. I'm gonna start focusing on kind of big events, stuff that not day to day. The day to day is, well, kind of boring. I don't think I'd watch it. So I'm gonna start bringing big stuff that I'm doing. Next thing coming up is probably gonna be, actually we got to go to East Texas and pick up some cattle. Ended up selling a couple of more, and that'll be the next thing. So y'all take it easy now.